So you sent us a great audio clip this week. It was the intro to a podcast, one focused entirely on learning English.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
Definitely. So for this deep dive, we figured we'd unpack that a bit. We'll explore, why learning English seems so important today, drawing from what was said right at the start of that show.
Sounds good.
Our mission here really is just to pull out the key motivations they mentioned and maybe those initial challenges learners face. Give you a quick take on the basics from that source.
And what jumped out right away, for me at least, was how it tackled the big why bother question.
Exact.
The guest, who's learning herself apparently, she mentioned really practical things, getting better jobs, travel being easier, more education options.
Yeah, those tangible benefits.
Mhm.
It highlights that a lot of language learning isn't just, for fun. It's tied to real goals.
Absolutely, real world goals.
And it wasn't just about personal gain either. They brought up English being like a bridge to the world.
I like that phrase.
Me too. It paints a picture, doesn't it? Suggests learning the language connects you to something bigger, a global conversation.
Well, it does. Think about science, business, tech.
Pop culture even.
Right. English is often the common ground. So that bridge idea isn't just poetic, it's functional. It allows for a massive amount of interaction across cultures.
Yeah, you gain access to so much more information, so many more people.
Definitely.
But it wasn't all just positive motivation. The guest also mentioned a really common problem, feeling not confident enough to actually speak.
Ah, yes, the confidence hurdle.
Right. She said she might know the words, but still feels hesitant. I think, almost anyone who's tried to learn a language can relate to that feeling.
Oh, absolutely. It's one thing to understand, maybe read or write, but speaking, that feels like a whole different ballgame sometimes.
It really does.
And it was interesting that the original podcast host acknowledged that, said it was common, and they'd even dedicate time later to overcoming that specific fear.
That's good. It shows they get that the psychological side is just as important as knowing the grammar or vocabulary.
Exactly. It's a huge part of it.
So for listeners who might be starting out or maybe feeling a bit stuck, the advice they gave was, pretty encouraging, I thought.
Oh, was that Ariane?
Basically,
Yeah.
don't fear mistakes. Just get on with it. And practice everything, listening, speaking.
Reading, writing, the whole package.
Yeah, consistent effort, and crucially, allowing yourself not to be perfect, especially at the start.
That's fundamental advice for a reason. Language is learned by using it. If you're too scared of making errors,
You just won't talk.
precisely,
Yeah.
you limit your own progress. So regular practice, trying things out, that's how you build the skill and the confidence. It takes time.
Okay, so let's